the average household could be more than £120 better off each year from July. That's because Ofgem has lowered its price cap by 7%.
Well, it comes as energy becomes the first battleground on the election campaign. Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer are both pledging cheaper gas and electricity bills, but in slightly different ways.
Well, joining us now is Ben Hopkinson, policy researcher at Britain Remade. Ben, thank you for joining us. I'm very interested to get your perspective on Labour's big policy, big pledge on energy. Great British energy sounds patriotic, but do you know the detail?
Well, I think it is important when you consider large power projects that we're hoping the winner of the next election will deliver, whoever that may be. When you think about delivering large nuclear power plants, it's important to have some involvement from government, whether that be a Great British Nuclear, as the Conservatives are planning, or Great British Energy, as Labour has announced.
Ben, so Great British Energy under Labour might not actually be all that different from Great British Nuclear, which the Tories have already announced. It's sort of more of an investment vehicle than a sort of public-facing energy company. It's just a mechanism by which the government can subsidise different energy forms.
Yeah, it is a little bit more expanded than the Conservatives' plan. For example, they're looking into investing into offshore floating wind, which could be a very good, cheap renewable source to help further bring down people's bills.
But Ben, why do we need the government to invest in this? If this is cheap energy that's easy to do, surely private investment would be rushing to make money providing all of this cheap energy. Why does it require some sort of government investment?
Well, one thing that I really hope that the government does focus on would be cutting the regulations and the uncertainty that exists within the planning system right now. So if a private company were to build an offshore wind farm, for example, it would take them up to 13 years to do that, even though building only takes 4. So it's the needless regulations and restrictions that exist that are holding back our green transition. So Great British Energy could be a great vehicle there to encourage slashing these regulations and getting clean, renewable, cheap energy rolled out a lot quicker.
Well, some optimism there. Thank you very much indeed, Ben Hopkinson, policy researcher at Britain Remade. I must say I'm not sold on the idea myself.
But that extraordinary statistic, 13 years to get an offshore wind farm up and running, just 4 years to build it, 9 years to fill in forms and comply with regulation. I mean, what sort of state have we got ourselves into?
I mean, Tom, don't pretend you're surprised. I mean, we can't build anything in this country.